Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Brandon with Campbell Fitness, and I wanted to upload this very quick, short, and simple video because it's actually something that, surprisingly enough, I get asked on a fairly consistent basis, and that is, how do you cut your t-shirts that you wear? Now, I find this pretty simple to do, so it's surprising to me that you guys would actually ask how to do this, but I told a lot of you that I would upload this video. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you how. You can see the final product I'm wearing now, so let's take a look at how it's done. Alright, so here we have our t-shirt. The key thing with this is you're going to want to make sure that you actually have a really decent pair of scissors. The reason being is if you have a dull pair of scissors or a not so great pair, what happens is when you're going to cut this is you're going to end up with a really jagged line. It's going to snag and it's going to really look like shit. So first of all, make sure you get a good pair of scissors. So all you're going to want to do is lay your shirt out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a look here at how the shirt is laid out. Now what I prefer to do is make a cut closer to the neckline. Now a lot of people, what they do when they do this, will just go ahead and cut along the seams here, the sleeves. And that's all good and dandy and all, but if you're dealing with a bigger shirt, what ends up happening is if you do this, you're going to end up with what I call wings at the end. So the sleeves are going to kind of hang over your shoulders a bit. Now me personally, I like as much mobility as possible. So what I like to do is kind of cut them a little bit closer, probably about the midway point. That way to kind of just cover your traps, but you do see your full shoulders. The other thing we're going to want to do when we cut this is we're going to kind of want to loop it out. We're not going to want to make a straight cut necessarily because again, what happens is when you cut this and wear it, if you have a straight line, it's going to really hang over a lot of part of your arms and your front shoulders. So we're going to kind of want to loop it out, almost think of it like a basketball jersey type cut. So the first thing we're going to do is just go ahead and cut right here. I'm going to go in about 3 inches in right in the center. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut down. And again, as I cut down, I'm going to kind of want to keep this general swoop that we have here. And I don't want to go too far down past the actual armpit line because what ends up happening again is you get this really wide-holed shirt, and in the long run what's going to happen is it's going to end up tearing and stretching quite easily. So there we have the first cut. As you can see, it's more of a loop. And if I take a look here at my actual sleeve, you can kind of see the progression path that I cut. Now when we do the other side, just to make sure that we're keeping everything even, what I like to do is I just like to put the other one down just so you can see exactly where we need to cut it here. Now I'm not going to keep it here and try to trace it the whole time because the shirt lines up different and you're going to end up with weird marks, but we're just going to go ahead and cut this one as well. Again, keeping that same general loop. Now the nice thing with this too is if you really mess up after you try this on, you can make some adjustments. So it's better to kind of be conservative at first. That way you have some material to play with. Otherwise what ends up happening is you cut too much and you end up ruining your shirt. So there we go. There we have it. Now some people, again, don't like these corners on the end. I find this sits the best this way. You're also going to want to make sure when you cut this that if you have a large graphic on here that you're not actually cutting the graphic. You can see from this one on the back it is just blank, so I don't have that problem here. So there you go. There's cutting a t-shirt. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but you guys asked for it. As always everybody, thanks for watching. Stay big.